Good morning, boys and girls. Whew. Welcome back to the camper. Before I do anything, got some WD-40. Kind of want to just that one there has been giving me a little bit of a hard time. Should be good now. Okay, so I just want to do an update video on the actual camper. I haven't done anything to the camper yet. I've got a list. The list is just about 2 pages long. The work that I want to do and what right now doesn't work. So I'm going to go over the list with you guys and get some feedback. Get some feedback and input from you guys. What I think I want to do might not be the best option or route. But I think it would be. But that's why we're going to share that with you guys. So first of all, the furnace. The furnace wouldn't turn on. The fuse is good. I have power going to it. And I filled both propane tanks. So I think it's the igniter. I opened that up. That's the furnace. I opened it up. Can't see anything in there. I went outside. I looked at everything, and by the sounds of it, it's the igniter. So when I turn the water heater on, you can hear the igniter turn on, and then you can hear the flame come on. The furnace, I don't. Simple fix. I'm not worried about that right now. So first of all, we got to fix the leak in the roof. So when we bought this, like the disclaimer about the camper was that there was a leak on the roof. So this is just a 2-inch foam, not even a 2-inch foam. It's an 1.5 inch foam. Look, that's all that is. I'm a little bit disappointed by how the ceiling or slash roof is actually built. It's just foam. Not a big fan of that. But the water leak on the roof, which didn't cause a lot of damage here, caused a lot of damage on the floor. The floor is mushy over there and over here, and it also caused the benches to be swollen, which means I've got to redo all of this. Like all the entire flooring has to be redone. So we're gonna do. I'm jumping ahead here, but so rebuild the floor. We're gonna plywood and replace the entire floor. So I'm gonna use my oscillating tool. I'm gonna cut around all, because I'm not obviously gonna remove the cabinets. We're gonna cut all the way around and just rebuild what we have, in a sense, access to. And there's a joint here because it's right here. You can tell it right here. Super mushy, but right here it's super solid. So the joint is right here. So we'll get that fixed up. For the shower, we are changing the shower. There's going to be big renos, in my eyes anyway, in the shower. So that's, I guess, a bubble. Listen, I'm a short guy. Anybody taller than me, like if I come in here, you need the bubble to be able to shower. I can just make it, but also have a hat and shoes on. So you need the bubble to be able to take a shower. I'm not a fan of that little bubble. One. Number two, it's not big enough. So that one there will be the same width, but we are changing one to just about here. So it's going to be the whole length of this. One is going to bring in a lot of light, and two, the shower. So new bubble for the shower. Change the fan in the bathroom. So we do have to change the fan because that one there is broken. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could fix it. The handle is right there. The fan just came off, but it turns on. So it turns on if I really wanted to, but it's dirty and moldy and a little bit old, so we're gonna get rid of that. The antenna on the roof. So this is the antenna, which I did crank up. It does crank up. The only purpose for the antenna that I heard of anyway is to get TV channels. I don't plan on putting a TV in here to watch TV. I don't plan on going camping to watch TV, I should say. I will put a TV in here in that corner there, but it's not going to be for sitting in here and watching TV. It's just going to be for, I do want to put cameras outside. I don't know, play some music. I don't know, we'll figure that out. So the antenna, before I seal the roof, I got to put the new bubble on. I got to change the fan in the bathroom. I got to cut off the antenna and remove this crank completely from the foam, or I'll leave that there and just pretend like it never existed. And I got to check the wiring. So you can tell that there is water coming into this light. And when I turn the lights on, sometimes they turn on, sometimes they don't. See, that one there just didn't turn on. Now it did. So I feel like there's, like, I don't know where the wiring goes. It's in there somewhere. I'll find that out once I rip the whole ceiling off and figure out where the wiring goes for this. And then I'm gonna check the wiring, make sure that everything is safe, fire related. I don't want to cause a fire. So the shower, we're gonna build a new shower. So the medicine cabinet will come right here. We're gonna move that there, and I'm getting rid of this entire cabinet. I don't have a use for it. This activates the shower, which I'm buying a new one. This is gonna be gone. The GFI, don't really care. And if I need to wash my hands after taking a shit, I can go in the kitchen sink right there. So I'm gonna remove this completely, and we're gonna frame a new shower. Look at the shitty work they did though. Like, I'm assuming this is all from factory. Look at the shitty work. Look at the trim work. Like, it doesn't even go all the way to the ends. It's just, I don't like it. So the shower is gonna be all the way up to here. So from that wall to this wall will be the entire shower, which is going to be awesome. Although, in there, up or down? Down. There's all the wiring that goes in the back for all the lights. I think that's the only thing back there, the lights, so far. And then your plumbing for the toilet, the plumbing for the shower, and the drain for the shower. So because all of that is there, I'm going to bump up the wall maybe 2 inches, maybe 2-3 inches. I'm gonna frame the wall back. So at the worst of the worst, like, I'm not losing any space, because this surface here will be where the wall is gonna be. I'm removing the tub surround, and we're gonna put actual tiles. This wall will be completely tiled. This wall will be completely tiled, and then this wall I'm gonna stop wherever the shower stops, which is just gonna be about here. And then we can mount this right there or whatever. That's the plan for the shower. Let me know if you guys think it's a good idea, bad idea. I just think the shower is a bit too small, and I want something a little bit bigger, one. And two, look at the shitty work. Like, just look at the shitty work. The trim work, and I don't mind the mess. It's still dirty. I haven't cleaned the camper out too well just yet. So build a new shower, we're going to rebuild the floor, we're going to remove the cabinets above the windows. So these cabinets here, I'm going to keep those fans because those are pretty awesome. So this light's going to be gone. I'm going to move this light probably here, center of the table. And then this radio is gone. I don't want that there. My neighbor said he's going to take that. The idea behind removing that, I've been looking and trying to find the proper AC unit for a camper. Originally I was going to go for a roof mount. That's until I discovered that the roof is that big, that thick of foam. That's it. That's all it is. It's an 1.5 inch insulated foam board. I don't want to put a, I don't know, I said the most, maybe a 200-pound air conditioner system on the roof. There's already, look, I can just push on this easily. Now, okay, this one here is a little bit harder, but you can just push on this super easy. Do you want to put 200 pounds of fucking air conditioning up there? No. So then the other thought was get rid of this cabinet here in the corner and have a portable air conditioner system. The wiring is right here. Air conditioner circuit connection for air conditioners, rated for 110 volts, 125. So I could just run that wire all the way there. What I'm thinking of buying, it's a $1,000 unit. I don't even know what they're called, but it's a like commercial unit for air conditioners. I'm gonna mount the unit on the back bumper, which is 80 pounds, I believe. Remove this entire section of cabinets, and then the inside unit will be mounted right above the window. It's the only place I can put it because I don't want to obviously put it in a bathroom. There's no room for that. And two, you want the cold air here. You don't give a shit about the bathroom. That's where the bed is, so having the AC there, and it's perfect. And then obviously I don't want to lose those cabinets. I don't want to remove those cabinets. The only logical place that I can put that is by removing those cabinets up there and mounting the AC there. Losing a little bit of storage space, dude. I've got a bunch of storage in there. I've got a bunch of storage down there. I've got the storage down there. I'm just one guy alone. I don't need all this storage. And there's storage underneath the benches too. Actually, no, this is where the cat litter is gonna go, which we're gonna get to. So replace all the ceiling with Alucabest panels. Alucabest is a sign grade material. It's aluminum on both extremities and then PVC in the middle. You can get them a bunch of different colors. It's the same width as what seems to be mahogany, so it's gonna fit perfectly in these trims, but I'm gonna buy new trims regardless. So the entire ceiling, this one too, like literally every panel will be removed, and we're gonna put a new set of panels over. I'm curious as to how they're mounted on there. They had to be glued because I'm gluing my panels. I'm just curious if it's gonna give me a hard time, one. Two, if it's gonna rip the foam. I actually never thought about that. Like, you can tell that this one here has split from the foam because of the water damage, but over here, that's strong and sturdy. I'm curious if by removing this, if it's gonna damage the foam. If it does, we'll have to come up with a different plan of action. But let me know down in the comment section, what do you guys think about the ceiling? What can we do with the ceiling? We're 100% either removing it, or I can't just add over top of it. I have to remove it. We're gonna remove it and rebuild it. All right, next, we're gonna rebuild the end of the benches. So again, like I mentioned when I got in, that's all swollen up. Not a fan of that, man. I am not a fan of that at all. So I'm gonna replace the two ends with same thing, Alucabest. It's a sign grade material, but it's gonna be 1/2 inch, so it's gonna be quite thick material. And I don't know if it's just me, but I pay attention to details. Look how this one is. It goes all the way up. It's an L, right? Why wouldn't you do the same thing for this one? Why is that one there and then you put cushion here rather than just do an L? Why is this one not the same as this? That bugs the shit out of me. So I'm gonna remove both ends when I redo the floor and everything, and we're gonna use Alucabest 1/2 inch sign grade material, probably white, and I'm gonna sketch this part here, or do a template off of this, and then we're gonna do the same thing on that side. It's gonna come all the way up to here. It's just stupid to me. It's gotta match. It has to. While we're at it, I found a pretty good company on Amazon that will redo brand new cushions. They're not in bad condition. Like, they're in good condition. They're like 1980s look. I want something newer, something vibrant, a brighter color, one, and two, something that's clean. I don't know who sat on here. For all I know, there's a guy or a girl that sat on here naked every morning having breakfast, or this technically forms a bed. There's a lip here, which I'm pretty sure is for the table. And then you can see there's scuff marks up here. I want to say that the table removes itself from the poles. You remove the poles from the legs, and then the table goes all the way down and actually makes another bed, which is what I'm going to do as well, but I'm going to do a new setup. So anyway, the new cushions, they're going to be expensive. They're like $160 a cushion or something like that. It's going to be expensive, but it's going to be nice and worth it when I'm done. So we're going to build a new table, custom, out of reclaimed wood, and I'll have a layer of epoxy with adjustable legs to make a bed. So my computer desk, if I remember, I'll show you guys a picture of my computer desk. I used reclaimed wood pallets, 1 inch, yeah, about an inch or an inch and a half by about 12 inches, and then I just staggered them all. I stained them dark maple wood, something like that. So we're gonna do the same thing, same dimensions table, square. I feel like this one's too high. I don't know if it's just because I'm a short guy, but I feel like this one's too high. So the new legs will be square tubing with new feet. I'll have 2 new feet. That leg over there will be mounted on the wheel well, which is the plumbing and the electrical wires go in there. So that leg there is going to be mounted there, and then that leg there will remain where it is. And it's all going to be adjustable by notches, with just pins. So I can adjust the table whatever height I want. And then yeah, we're going to keep this lip here. I may have to lower it depending on the thickness of my table, but I'm going to go about just about an inch, I want to say. And then this is going to be my bed for winter camping. Obviously the beds in here are tents, which I have to clean. They're tent pullouts. I don't want to open that up in the winter because obviously all my heat's going to be gone, and you go through propane like nothing. It's cheap, don't get me wrong, propane is pretty cheap, but if I can just lower this table, insulate the vents, I could do winter camping in here. It's going to be sick. So we're going to cut out the front tent pull out. We have no use for it. This entire thing, which as you can tell is damaged. I only opened it up once. I plan on opening it up again to double check. What I was hoping would be a possibility was that in the aluminum, where the material meets the aluminum or frame, I could just slide it out, remove it, unclip it. I don't know if it was Velcro, just to be able to remove it and keep it for later future purposes or whatever. By the looks of it, by just putting my finger up there, it feels like the material is pressed into the aluminum, which means it's not, you can't remove it and put it back in, which means it's gotta go. I gotta cut it out. Look, like just right here. If I want to go in the sink, if I want to do dishes in the sink or make a meal or anything, this is always going to be in the way. And there's a metal bar in there too. Right here. There's a metal bar right there. It's just constantly going to be in the way, and I don't see myself having a use for it. So I'm just going to cut that one out. Yeah, that's going to be the plan. We're going to cut that out. Let me know what you guys think. Get rid of that completely. Clean up the entire area. We're going to keep the door because this door completely opens. I don't know if at some point I will get Starlink internet, and you know, you're out in the bush and there's a game playing, you can watch the game. Open this whole table area or the door down, and then you can rotate the TV outwards, and that's a plan for later on. But I'm most 99.9% sure we're cutting that tent part out because I have no use for it, and it's damaged anyway. This one here, by the looks of it, is not damaged. I did open it up just once. Next, we're going to keep it a little bit shorter. New supporting legs for the tent bed, custom. So those bars, I don't know if you guys can see. It's just 1 inch steel tubing. It's tiny, like it's that big. 1 inch is tiny. That's what's supporting the bed when you open the door and you actually put the tent on it. It's shit. It's garbage. I'm gonna build a new one with 2 inch by 2 inch aluminum tubing. It's all gonna have it's all gonna be notched, and there's gonna be clips in there. That way I can just store it in the front of the camper outside of here. and then adjustable again. Like the legs for the table, it's going to be fully adjustable, which means if I get to a camping area where the ground is different height, where the bed ends up being, I can adjust the bed however height I want. That's the plan. New flooring. So once I'm done with fixing up the whole plywood and everything, we're gonna do just regular, not laminate, but just like click flooring. Really nice dark wood. In the bathroom as well. Yeah, we're just gonna go all the way across. If you guys have another, I don't want to say idea, but suggestion for flooring, I really like dark wood colored stuff, so we're gonna go for that. Tiles in the kitchen area. Oh, buddy thought that these tiles, I want to say his girlfriend thought that these tiles were gonna look nice. That's absolute garbage. We're gonna get rid of all that. We're gonna tile this entire wall all the way up, back behind the vent. We're gonna tile this entire wall in the back, and we're gonna stop. We're probably gonna tile all the way down there as well, or we'll stop flush there. I'm not sure yet, but this wall and this wall will have proper porcelain or ceramic tiles, which I love doing. Mount outside cameras, inside monitors, ceiling mount. So like I said, I do want to mount maybe a TV here on this, and then have it telescopic down, and then have it be able to rotate the TV. So if I'm middle of the bush, I'm there for a couple of days and it's pouring rain one night and I'm by myself, it's kind of hard to play card games by yourself, I can sit at the table, put a movie on, enjoy the camper. And like I said, outside cameras, just to have a field of vision. Replace the cabinet above the sink. I want to replace that because I feel like this is not factory. I feel like they put this on here afterwards. These stupid little locks everywhere. It's just, it doesn't match. There's something wrong with this cabinet. It doesn't match. It's all crooked. It doesn't match these stupid locks. So there's a plug there. I don't think that I'm gonna remove the entire cabinet, like the framing of it. Like we'll keep the entire frame. I just want to replace the door. I don't like this design. It doesn't fit. Like if I had something like this, that would be sick. That would be mint up there. So we're gonna aim for something like that. Custom cut it myself and mount the hinges on there myself. Move the battery wires to the inside cabinet. So the battery right now is mounted outside in front of the propane tanks. We're gonna move it right in here. Right when you walk in, that's the door. Right when you walk in, there's this cabinet here. We're gonna mount the batteries in there. Only the one battery for now, but at some point down the road, when I utilize the camper a lot more, I will want solar. That's where the entire solar system will go. Obviously the panels on the roof, but all the batteries will go in that little cabinet over there. Prevents a little bit of theft as well. New slim sleek radio with an antenna. So I don't like this radio. When I bought the camper, I saw the radio and I'm like, gone, I don't want it. And then the other day when I made the list, I was in here and I played some music. And I'm not going to do it now for copyright. But it was actually nice to have music while I was cleaning or doing whatever. And I do want to do a segment on the channel of just cooking. Me coming in here and cooking random meals. It'd be nice to have a little bit of music. So I found a new radio. I think I'm going to make some holes in here and mount two speakers. Like one maybe like right there and one maybe like right there. We'll mount a couple of speakers. Can't see any of the wiring. And then I think the radio will be mounted right here. There's already holes everywhere anyway. That's the plan. Let me know what you guys think. Replace the window blinds. Obviously they're just garbage window blinds. We'll replace those. We'll put something nice and sleek, but I also want to tint the windows. That one and that one. We don't need the door because it's already frosted, but I do want to tint the windows. Like not something super dark, but something where I can come in here and work on the camper and my nosy neighbors won't be seeing me from outside, kind of thing. Adjust the bathroom door. It's just out of square. It doesn't close. You can tell it would close at the top, but at the bottom it don't close. So everything's out of square. It's fine on this side. It's just at the bottom it's out of square. So I'm just gonna kick that out. I'm gonna do that when I do the flooring and when I do the benches. My guess is it's water damage that made this section of wall just push out a bit. It's easy fix. Replace the plastic slider in the screen door. Full. It's dirty. It's obviously not sealed anymore because there's a hole right there, which means there's no point in using it. All the mosquitoes are going to come in regardless. Found a new one on Amazon. I believe the one I put in my cart, save for later, is black. It's going to look a little bit nicer. New inside lights. Shower is single. Then I said I'll keep the same lights, but I'll replace with LED bulbs. I haven't been in the camper at night. I should probably come here at night and see what the lighting is. I just feel like that's a lot of light for such a small area. For the shower anyway. So my idea was to put a single one. So like half of that in the bathroom, because the shower is going to be right here anyway. Shower is going to be right here, right next to the light. So I thought maybe a single one. I can't really replace these ones, even though they only work when they want to, because these ones have a hole in there, and that's for the fans that came with the camper. I'll show you guys. These fans are actually pretty cool, and they work pretty freaking well. See if I can do that with two hands. Put that in there, and then you got, I'm hoping you guys can see, you got a light and you got a fan, which can be mounted with clips and then like hung right where your bed is. So because of that, I can't really get rid of this one here. Since that's going to be my bed there, I want to keep that one there because it has a hole. This one here has the same thing. It has the hookup for the fan, but I'm canceling this bed out. So I'm not sure about the lights. I'll probably just keep the lights, but I know this one here will obviously be super cleaned and is going to be moved centered with the table. And that's the list. So that's what I have so far. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. I know a lot of people are anxious for me to start doing the work, but we're also looking at $5,000. Yeah, I want to say easy $5,000 for all the renos, which is gonna be super worth it. But I'm also going on vacation in 6 days. Yeah, 7 days. I'm going on vacation in 7 days, which is going to cost me a little bit of money. That being said, I don't want to start the renos right now because I'm keeping my money for that. And when I start on this, I kind of don't want to stop. So if it's going to cost me, let's say $5,000, $4 or $5,000, if it's going to cost me that to do all the renos, I don't want to do I don't want to do like $1,000 of renos and then have to wait for the next month to get my next bonus paycheck to do another $1,000 of renos, or however it ends up being. I would rather have all the money and then start and finish, do everything. Like order my entire Amazon cart, which I believe is like $3,100 for my Amazon cart. That also includes the $1,000 air conditioning system, which I kind of need before I do anything else too, because I have to run electrical wires in the ceiling, and I have to run what's on the other sheet, like the Freon pipes or whatever the fuck they're called. Another thing I want to do, which is not on this sheet, it's on another sheet. So what I wanted to do originally, I love winter. I'm a big winter fan. I love snow. I love the cold. I go snowmobiling. I love it. And one thing that I really want to get into is winter camping. Unfortunately, the water tank is, and all the water lines are underneath the camper, exposed to the elements. -0, your water is going to freeze in there, your pipes are all going to freeze and snap. So there's the water heater. What I wanted to do was put right here in this little spot next to the water heater is I wanted to put a smaller water tank so that I could put water in there in the winter, go camping for a night, have water, have hot water, take a hot shower, and then not affect the piping in the system. Drain it all out, obviously. So the problem with that, where do I put the lines? There's no room on the floor. Like there's literally no room. Like I can't make like a step just to hide pipes. So then I thought the only argument with that is the pipes have to go underneath the camper, and we're running back to the same problem, because I can't just put a water tank next to the water heater and expect the water to magically just go in all the lines. There's the water pump. Whatever tank I connect has to be connected to the water pump, because obviously the pump will pump the water to the shower area, the sink, kitchen, or that's the only places I need water really. Or sorry, the water heater as well. So what I think I'm gonna do is gonna be something very temporary. There's the water pump, and that's the cabinet underneath the sink. What I'm gonna do is just use, the valve's going crazy in the propane tank right now. I'm just gonna use like a couple of Culligan bottles. I can put 2 Culligan bottles in there. They're 20 liters each. It's gonna be 40 liters of water, which is more than enough water. I can shower with one and I can cook with the other one. The beauty of it is it's right next to the water pump. So what I'm gonna do at the water pump, that white line there, that's the main line that comes from, that sucks from the tank under the camper. Cut that off. I'll put a Y connection on there. In the winter, I'll disconnect that line, and in the summer, obviously, I'll reconnect it. But in the winter, I'll disconnect that line. I'll connect the line from the water pump straight through that cabinet into here where the Culligan bottles are, and then I'll just feed just the line in the bottle itself, and that pump there will suck the water out. It's very, like, I thought about building having another tank in there. The problem is the P-trap is too low. So the fact that the P-trap is there, I can't really remove that. I checked the measurements for a bottle, and I can fit 2 bottles in there easily. And that's going to be my plan for winter camping. Let me know what you guys think about that. It's very temporary. It's obviously not professional or permanent kind of thing, but it's going to work for what I want to do. Yeah. All right. That's going to be it for this video, boys and girls. Let me know what you guys think of all the renos that I want to do in here. So also this switch is stupid. This switch is for the outside lights. I get that, which is orange. We're going to change that to a white light. This does not work. Doesn't matter how many times there's a switch on it. Doesn't matter how many times. That is controlled by that switch. I don't understand why that light alone is controlled by this switch and none of the other ones. I don't get it. I tried to figure that out for a good 10 minutes before I actually figured out what I was doing. Anyway, let me know down in the comment section, boys and girls. It's been long enough. What do you think about the renos? What do you think we should do? What do you think we shouldn't do? Do you think my ideas are smart? Is it like the shower wise? Is that a good idea to make that big of a shower? Get rid of the sink. If you're a camper yourself with a camper, how often do you use your sink? We're obviously going to keep the shower and the shitter. I don't see a use with the sink. I already have this sink here. Keep using that. I don't know if that's on. I want to say that's on and that's off. just a little bit of water rather using the big water. Gotta have to clean all that, this and that. That's the story for another day. We're not gonna clean because we're gonna pretty much destroy the whole thing and renovate it. Let me know in the comment section, boys and girls, what do you think? And we'll see each other in the next video.